So for the last few days, we've been looking at self-development. Now, a lot of people say to me, well, why do I want to do that? I just want to be spiritual. But your human blocks, your earthly issues are going to get in the way of your spiritual work, okay? So for instance, if you have a problem with being seen, like maybe you got told off as a child for, I don't know, being too loud or being dramatic or whatever it was, you're not going to want to get up on stage and do platform. You're not going to want to have people see you doing something and having to have notoriety for it, because it's really going to, mess with you. So it's really important to do the self-work, okay? So today I wanted to ask if you've ever forgiven yourself. Now, you may not have actually done anything wrong. So imagine that you were in an abusive relationship, or imagine you were in a job where you let the boss have their own way the whole time and it naffed you off, but you didn't feel like you could say something. That still needs forgiving. All right. And, we have to forgive ourselves for being angry. We're allowed to be angry. But quite often, if we do get angry at something, we feel bad and then we squish it down. So you have to go back to the past versions of yourself and just forgive them. Forgive your 5-year-old self for being embarrassed for not getting picked for the football team. Forgive your 10-year-old self, forgiveness for feeling ashamed of starting their period and having to go to their parents. And, it doesn't have to be big stuff. But you have to forgive yourself. And if it's not just this life and you have to go to past lives, forgive yourself for being a terrible person, but you were there to learn, you were there to grow, and you were there to help other people, okay? And so that forgiveness can really go a long way to helping us let go of the past, all right? So I want you to think about those times where your younger self could do with some forgiveness and some help to deal with whatever they were going on with at the time. Maybe you were eating too much because you've been brought up to not leave any scraps on your plate. Forgive yourself for being pressurized into eating when you were full, but know that it's okay to let go of that now, because you're an adult and you're in charge and you don't have to do what anyone else says. All right. So I've done a lot of self-forgiveness work recently because it's really important. And I'm forgiving myself for the times where I didn't feel good enough, where I felt unsafe, where I felt powerless, or where I felt that I couldn't be true to me. Okay. And that's all from conditioning, from past events, past people, but it still impacts. So let me know how you get on. And if you need help with some exercises for that, then we can find you some to work with. So let me know if this resonates. Let me know how much work you've done, and I'll speak to you soon.